I got this scan tool and I got a bubble eye behind me. It's got some codes. We're gonna hook the scan tool up and get it scanned and see what's going on. Let's test this thing out. Well, what do we have here? A 2001 bubble eye that's got some codes. And we got an Avalanche that's got some codes. We gotta get them scanned. Man, that bubble eye sure does look nice. Chevrolet. Cateye. Your car broke? Don't get a new car. Get Mucar. All right, here we go. Mucar. Bow. Let's pop it open. There it is. And it looks like it already has a screen protector on that. You know I like that. Leave it on there. Check this out, guys. Oh, yeah. Magnetic. Just like that. And it's got a nice stand on it. Got some cables in here. OBD 2-port adapters. We don't need this for the bubble eye, but it's got them if your vehicle needs them. Charger. Let's go get this thing hooked up to the bubble eye. All right, so I got the OBD 2-port Bluetooth adapter here. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to plug this thing up. So I love these Bluetooth adapters. Leather. Oh, look, we even have a courtesy light, just like that. Just like that. All right, turn the key. There we go, look at this. Wow, 100,000 miles, original miles. All right, here we go. So we're in the menu here. I like to click OBD, enter like that. It'll get it scanned. So we'll sit here for a second and then we can get into the functions. Scanning all that stuff. We gotta see what's going on. Engine service soon. Oh, no one likes to see that, but that's all right. All right, so we're in the menu here. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the fault codes first. I'll show you how to read live data. Read fault code. It's gonna read it. EVAP, system vent control circuit. Yep, EVAP problem. So, vent control circuit, man. Y'all get a lot of EVAP problems on these trucks. Seems like, all right, so I know y'all keep asking me about EVAP problems on these trucks. Normally, it's the canister under the bed. Guys get a new charcoal canister. It's got the little EVAP solenoid under the hood. You know, scan tools like this can be used to diagnose these things. They have an EVAP test function built in so that you can run the EVAP test and then see, okay, you know, is it performing properly? It'll tell you what's wrong. EVAP problems on these trucks, man, it's normally a little clogged vent up there near the gas tank. That can be a problem too, but it's looking good so far for testing, you know, O2 sensors, fuel trims, EVAP. Seems like misfires, seems like it's the most common problems with these trucks. This is a 2001 5.3 Vortec V8. Let's see, what else can we do in here? Read live data. So I'm gonna have to crank the truck up here so we can watch the live data. Here's all the functions in here we can look at. Engine coolant temperature, fuel system. Now these are really good for checking oxygen sensors and long-term fuel trims, bank 1, bank 2, short-term fuel trims. Here's your oxygen sensors. Yeah, short-term fuel trim. So we can check these. Seems like on all these older trucks, these bubble eyes and cat eyes I work on, we get into fuel trims because we have a lot of vacuum leaks and stuff like that. So if we got vacuum leaks, we can see how much fuel it's putting in the engine. I'll show you all that. Let me set up some parameters here. You can just click like that and it'll graph stuff for you. Crank her up. Oh yeah, it's got a nice exhaust on it. Yeah, I gotta hear this. All right, I got all my stuff selected. Let's graph it. We'll check out the graph, but first we're gonna check out the information here. So let me get y'all a view of this. We can see we have the long-term fuel trim, about 5%, that's good. Oxygen sensor, the oxygen sensors are fine on this thing. I always check this on these trucks first if you got any fuel problems. Oxygen sensors and the fuel trim, short-term fuel trim. Avalanche has been having problems with that. But you can see there's nothing going on in here that's out of the norm for the fuel system. Now I'm gonna graph them. See, we can chart it just like that. It'll give us a live readout, chart it over time, you know. Once these trucks turn on and warm up, you know, the oxygen sensors go into closed loop status and it's gonna read different. This is the fuel trim right here. So here's your oxygen sensor right here. It's not using it right now, so it's not warmed up. It's not gonna read right. But we need to tune up. Yep, see. We need to check on that evap. We can add a bunch of stuff on here, 4 of them. And look at that. We can compare them against each other. You know, really, really cool. We can add 4 different functions, compare the upstream, downstream, both sensors, all 4 functions in one. So like that, we can watch these O2 sensors and get to the bottom of why it's not running right. So I like this right here. I like to look at the freeze frame data. So it'll store in these computers, it'll store a freeze frame of whatever failed, whenever it failed, and it'll show you the conditions. So you can get a snapshot in history right when the truck threw that code. We can see what was going on, intake manifold pressure, you know, switch to a new one right here. Airflow rate, throttle position was not opened, stuff like that. And if you'll see, you know, oh, long-term fuel trim is at 50% or something, you know, whoa, you know, then you can dial it in and say, okay, we got a fuel issue. I diagnosed the engine coolant temperature sensor on one of these trucks. It said minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit or something when it failed. I said, yep, that engine coolant temperature sensor just dropped out. And that's how I was able to diagnose it. So, you know, very useful. That one little number was wrong, and I was able to go back and say, okay, that's what went wrong, replace the sensor, and I was good to go. So we're trying to get into evap stuff here. I hope it has it on this for these trucks. I'm gonna keep playing with it here and see if it has those evap systems. So I love the graphing, you know, really good on these trucks to graph your O2 sensors, check them, you know, graph their short-term and long-term fuel trims, graph them. All right, check this out. So it's also got this function in here where you can just scan every single system like that and then go into every single system and see what's going on. So I like that, you know, we can just wait for it to scan powertrain, body control module, everything, and then we can go back in there and say, okay, BCM's got a problem, we'll check it out. All right, here we go. So we got some common functions here. I like this. We can reset the oil life, you know, window calibration, tire type reset. We can do gear learning. Whoa, hold on. It has gear learning. I'm not gonna click on that. I bet you if you re-gear, you know what, I don't care. Ah, crankshaft variation relearn. There you go. Y'all always have problems with the crankshaft position sensor. There you go. Relearn it. Let's see. Adaptive front lighting system, adaptive gearbox, injector coding. Some of this does not apply. It's kind of just categorized to this. So I was playing with this program key fobs. I was trying to do this on the I tried to do it with a different scan tool on this truck because the module under the dash was wrong. It was bad. So we got a bunch of stuff in here. I'm still looking for those O2 system or the special functions, engine output controls. No, don't mess with that. Here we go. Yeah, evap test. You can run an evap test on it. I'm not doing it right now. I bet you it's just the solenoid under the engine. I'm gonna have to swap it out. But about to go over here to the Cateye. Just trying to show y'all some of the functions in here, you know, depending on whatever code you got going on, you can get in here and it has a lot of stuff in here. Fuel system, fuel trim, enable. I'm familiar with that with the Tech 2, misfire graphic. Y'all need this. I know y'all need this. Everybody keeps telling me P0300 misfire, misfire, misfire. It's not gonna have any misfires, but you can get in here and check it like that too. So I'll press on the pedal here. Cylinder 2, 4 misfires. We need spark plugs on this thing. It's already hit 100,000 miles. We need to replace everything, but everything's looking good so far like this. So I'm about to just clear the code, see if it comes back. I hope it doesn't come back. Look at that. We caught engine misfire detected. We got a P0300, engine misfire detected. I'm gonna change out the spark plugs on this thing. That just happened live on camera, and I clicked on that thing, and that just happened, guys. We just caught that on camera. So we got another code. I'm gonna clear this thing. We gotta do a tune-up on this thing. New spark plugs, you know, they hadn't been changed since 2001, so I'm just gonna clear everything. We're all right to run it for now. Those evap vent systems, man, it's normally the canister under the bed that goes bad. You gotta get a new charcoal canister, or the vent under the hood on top of the engine that goes bad. But I'm clearing this thing for now. We're gonna go scan the Cateye. There we go. And now there is no more check engine light. So no more problems other than the evap problem. We're gonna have to chase that thing down. I'm gonna be using this thing, driving it, you know, diagnosing it with the scan tools. Doing good for that. We gotta go get some new parts, replace them, see if we can clear that code, see if it stays gone for good, but we found it with the tool, which is good. Hello, Mini Cateye. Let's see what's going on with you today. Let's see what we got. These both got 5.3 Vortec V8 engines on them. Crank her up. We don't got a nice exhaust on this truck. Bow, look at the miles on the dash. So, no check engine light. It'll pop on. I know we got it. So we're gonna scan everything just like we did on the bubble eye. Like that, and we're gonna come back and see what it's saying. And it's gonna be some fuel related stuff. It's gonna be some O2 sensor stuff on this. I have been chasing down some O2 sensor problems, so you know how it goes. All right, here we go. Heated oxygen sensor, bank 2 sensor 2. Okay, that's for the catalytic converter. Fuel trim system lean, bank 1. Fuel trim system lean, bank 2. Misfire detected. Catalyst system low efficiency, bank 1. So the cats appear to be going bad on this thing. Whatever. You know, heated sensor, bank 2, sensor 2. That should be after the catalytic converter. I'm about to chart up some of this stuff here so we can read the live data and see what is going on with this thing. All right, so I've been going through testing these scan tools when I get them in. This one's got a thumbs up so far. Better than Tech 2 Win. You know, that's antiquated old Tech 2 Win. Nobody wants to use a laptop, do all that. This one's nice, Bluetooth, plug it in. You can work in the engine bay, watch it, make changes, see if you find a short, something like that. Ground's bad, something like that. Coil is shorting out. Really convenient because we can just check it in the engine bay. So far, Mucar, thumbs up. All right, so here we go. Fuel system status, long-term fuel trim. You can see that's double what the bubble eye was right there, 10%, almost 11%. Don't like seeing that. I can smell it's running rich. Oxygen sensor, what did I say, bank 2, sensor 2. So, you know, it's not low, but that heater right there, that heater is to get it heated up before it goes into closed loop mode. Probably just gonna swap out that bad O2 sensor first, see if we can get the code to go away and go from there. Short-term fuel trim, yeah. I've been watching long-term fuel trim on this thing, both banks. I don't know. You know, we're not getting codes for bank 1 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 2. You know, those are before the cats. Those are the ones I'd see if we had fuel problems. You know, we've been here looking. Bank 1 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor 2. They look fine. We don't got codes for them. So I've been chasing this thing. You know, I replaced all the intake manifold gaskets, all that kind of stuff. And we were good to go for a long time. No codes. Codes pop up. Got to start replacing some O2 sensors, I guess it looks like on this truck, but I mean, we can graph it, you know, same. Graph them all like that, watch it, come back, you know, watch it. Probably get some of these out of here. Bank sensor 1, sensor 2, bank 2, get these out of here, we don't need them. Like that, see what they're doing. They should be similar performance to each other. I mean, honestly, bank 1 and then bank 2. Hold on, I got the wrong ones here. Bank 1, sensor 1. Haha. Bank 2, sensor 1. These should be similar. You can see they're kind of similar in their performance. But, you know, we can watch these things, diagnose stuff like this, and all right, so you got to go in here and then click on the arrow to get that system to open up, and it doesn't have the ability to control the AC on this 2002. On the 2006 Cateye, you can control the whole module, so it's a little bit simpler on this. I forgot about that. If we go in here, instrument cluster panel, you know, come in here, we can test actuators, you know, sweep and stuff, lamp test, all kinds of stuff. Everybody has instrument cluster problems on these things. Special functions, you know, we can test all different kinds of stuff in here. And yeah, it has a lot of good stuff in here for these bubble eyes and cat eyes. Now, if I plugged it into the red Cateye, my 06, it would give us more stuff because more electronic. But I mean, this has every feature you need, honestly, for these bubble eyes and cat eyes in here to do what you need to do. It's everything a Tech 2 can do, honestly. Everything and more, and it's more digitized than the Tech 2. Tech 2 is so old, so I like it. It's gonna work really well for these bubble eyes and cat eyes. Not just saying that, you know, I'm gonna be using this to diagnose these things. When they go bad, I'm gonna have to watch these O2 sensors and work on the fuel trims on this mini Cateye, but I'll get to it when I get to it. Overall, I like the scan tool. It's doing really well. So I know y'all aren't a fan of electronics. You know, these older trucks are nice. They still got electronics just enough to get the job done, but you gotta have a scan tool to see what module is bad. You can get in there, replace the sensor, get it fixed up. The Cateye is a little bit more electronic. The AC system, we can see that on the Cateye, see what's engaged and what's not. And then, you know, it helps diagnose AC systems on the newer trucks. They have that function built in there. I have used that a lot on the, you know, the latest Cateye, like 06, 07. But these older trucks, the functions are a little bit more limited because they're not as electronic. Overall, though, it's got every function in there that we need for the bubble eye or Cateye. I'm gonna go through the list here and show you what vehicles it does. You can take a look and see if you have one of these. And it should have all the functions in there to diagnose your vehicle. Go through the menu. Fiat, GM, Ford, GM. I'm gonna go all the way through this menu. See if y'all got one of these. Isuzu, Infiniti, Kia, Land Rover. It's not just for trucks. Lamborghini, Maserati, man. Nissan, Porsche, Ram, a lot of different, Subaru, Suzuki, Toyota, everything's built in. And we're all the way down to ZX Auto. So that's it for the review. I like this thing. You know, I'm gonna put this in the new toolbox and we're gonna use it on the Cateye project, you know, to get it fine-tuned. Once we get those heads replaced, get some new sensors in that thing, we'll be able to make sure they're reading right with the scan tool. It works good on the bubble eye and the Avalanche, and you know, it's gonna work on other vehicles too. So I'll check you on the next video. Don't forget, drop me a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more Chevy truck tip videos in the future. Later.